Today I'm going to be showing you how I transformed this beautiful MCM set that I found from an estate sale. I'm going to be showing you how to prep the piece, the steps you need to take, how to protect the veneer when removing the old finish, and of course I'll be sharing all of the products you need. I am so excited. I'm finally going to be working on this beautiful MCM set, and I've been so nervous because I want to make sure that the restoration is to my best ability. And so I have watched so many videos, I've gone through so many tutorials and learned about so many different products. So I'm really excited to actually get to restore this set. I will not be painting it, so woohoo! But I'm so excited to actually get to restore, sand it all down and see what the actual veneer looks like. Once I sand it all down, I'm gonna get it a little wet so that I can see what the natural tones of the veneer looks like and if I should go with a stain route or if I should just top coat the bare wood itself. So really excited to see that portion of it. In addition, I'm so thrilled that both pieces came with the original legs. That is such an iconic part of MCM pieces. So I cannot wait to have the natural legs refinished as well and put back on it to really highlight these pieces. I am a little worried about a couple of marks on the tops as well as the drawers. Those are pretty deep, and so I'm hoping that those will sand right out and they're not deeper than the actual veneer itself. This set I found at an estate sale, and I got it, originally they were $500 per piece, and I got it for $300 total for the whole set because I was buying them on the last day. So what a phenomenal deal. I'm hoping that that will then lead to so much more profit. And I'm hoping that these pieces, once fully restored, will sell really quickly. So because this is my first MCM restoration, I don't know how this area resells them. So I'm really excited to see how all of this together will go. So let's get started with the first step, which is removing all the hardware and cleaning the pieces. I say this in every video, but the first step you're going to take is removing the hardware. The reason why you remove the hardware before cleaning is because there might be gunk built up underneath that hardware or even around it, and you want to make sure to remove the hardware so that you have a clean slate to remove any old gunk. You definitely don't want to sand any old gunk into your finish. I usually use my power drill for removing hardware, but this is an incredible option and it is affordable, significantly more affordable. It's called a ratchet screwdriver and it's got multiple head options. This provides a really great option for any kind of shape of screws that you need or heads. It comes with Phillip head, flat heads, star heads, and even like Allen key sizes. So really, really great option for removing hardware so that you don't have to have 5 different screwdrivers hanging around. Next, I give it a great clean using Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. It's a degreaser as well as an all-purpose cleaner, so like this piece had stickers on it, and the degreaser is going to help remove that old glue residue, but it's also going to clean off any of the gunk that's built up over time. I have loved my Simple Green cleaner. Now that we have the hardware removed and the pieces are clean, let's talk about filling in damage. This stuff, I've heard it called adult Play-Doh, I've heard it called magic putty. No matter what you call it, it is phenomenal. It's actually called wood filler and it works wonders. What you're going to do is you're going to roll it in to mix in the color that you chose as well as the actual hardening substance. Once you mix it in, you're going to overfill the space that you have and try and form it as well as you can to the damage and the chips that are missing. But you're going to use this on any damages or chips that you have, and this is going to act as a fake wood. This means that when you remove the old finish, it's actually going to sand flat, it's going to sand hard as well, and it's going to be way easier to color match rather than if you use Bondo. Bondo comes with a really strong color and it's more of a plastic fill, so this is a really great option where stain will absorb a little bit more into it and it'll help you get the color a lot closer when matching it with veneer. In case you don't know, color matching is when you have a chunk of veneer that was missing or any damage and you want to make sure that it matches the wood as if it never even happened. Now let's talk about removing that old finish. You're going to use a sander. I prefer using my orbital sander for these pieces, and you're going to be doing a very low grit to start with. I started with 180, that's
way better than starting with 80 or 120 because these are very thin veneers, which means if you apply any pressure to your hand, you could burn through the veneer and show the particle wood underneath it. You definitely can use chemical stripper. My biggest concern though is with chemical stripper, you do have to clean it off, which requires typically water. And if it gets under the veneer, I worry about veneer lifting. I noticed a couple of massive spots that were color matched before, so that means that when I sand down that old finish, I'm going to have to do a lot of color matching to make those repairs disappear. And again, here I am going with 180 grit on all of the spots to remove any old finish that I see. You're going to find the grit number that you need on the back of the sandpaper where the soft part is. Once you've removed all of the old finish using 180 grit, go over with 220 grit to fill in any uneven wood grain. Then you're going to use this magical top coat. It is oil modified polyurethane made by Minwax. It is a phenomenal top coat, and oil really makes wood grain pop significantly more than water-based. Some people have a lot of different opinions on oil-based versus water-based. Some people believe that oil-based will fog up over time and it'll hide the wood grain a little more. Other people believe that oil-based will last significantly longer and give a way stronger finish on. I chose oil-based for two different reasons. The first reason was because it does help the wood grain pop so much more, and I wanted to emphasize the MCM wood grain. The second reason is because it's oil-based. If I have a glass water cup sit on top of it, the oil and water are going to react against each other, and the water won't damage the finish. Water-based, when you have a water cup sit on top of it, it can leave ring marks. However, I want to make sure that I'm doing it to the best ability that I can. So when I'm applying the top coat, after the first coat, I go in with 320 grit and I'm going to lightly sand. I had a couple of drip marks there, so that's where I'm putting a little bit of elbow grease into it. But I'm going to lightly sand the entire finish to get it as smooth as I can so that when I do the next coat, it'll be just as beautiful. After the first coat, you are also going to start your first round of color matching. This is where you're going to apply your base color for the repair. So these have an orangish undertone, and I'm going to link the blend-all sticks that I wish I had for this project, but I just used random acrylic paint to color match for this piece. Check out the blend-all sticks. Next, you're going to kind of piggyback your things where you're going to do one base of color match, one coat of top coat, one base of color match, one coat of top coat. That's going to seal each layer and really help emphasize and blend it all together. And here's a reminder to remember those little wood grain dots. Next is one of the key pieces to an MCM set. It's the original legs, which are these beautiful spindles that are all real wood. They're very thin, so they can break easily. But I found this really cool technique where you actually apply the leg and you attach it to a drill, and then when you turn the drill on, you hold sandpaper on it and it'll sand it significantly faster. I did notice that it burns like crazy if you just hold it with your bare hand, so make sure that you have some kind of pad to hold it, and please don't start a fire with all the friction that you use. Be careful when doing this technique, but it did save me a lot of time. I then applied the dark walnut stain to try and match the original color, and it actually turned out a great match. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I stained all of the legs individually and screwed them back on. Let's talk about hardware. I soaked them in warm water and Barkeeper's Friend overnight, and then I rubbed them off with 0000 steel wool. Phenomenal result. Putting on the last top coat really made me realize how much I love this beautiful style. I was so close to keeping this set for myself, but I decided to be very generous and sell it anyways. I am going to share with you guys the profit that I made from this piece as well as what I sold each piece for, because I did end up selling separately. So here's a reminder of the before. They were dinged up, they were old, and they were grimy. And here is what it looks like after. I am so incredibly happy with how it turned out. I think that the set is gorgeous, and I think that the wood grain and veneer is just a gorgeous, gorgeous look. I actually love the two-tone look as well, so I'm really glad that I kept the natural tones and I didn't apply a stain, which would have made it all even, and I think it would have taken some uniqueness away. Let's talk about how much I got. So I listed the set for $1,600 and I was thinking that was more than I could get. I had somebody reach out for the long boy immediately and they wanted to buy it full price, and I sold that for $900 including delivery, and then for the tall boy I sold it for $825 including delivery, which means that I made a total of $1,725 with a total of about $350 in materials, which comes out to a great profit. So I'm so incredibly happy with how this turned out. I think it was a phenomenal outcome. I love this set and I am going to try and snatch any future MCM sets I can find. But let me know what you think. Do you have any concerns or questions about redoing an MCM set? Have you done one before and fallen in love with the process as well? What do they sell for and what do you pay for in your area that you're looking at? I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about MCMs and just how they do in your market. So let me know in the comments, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. I cannot wait to show you guys my next transformation, and I really appreciate you being here and supporting my videos. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so incredibly much. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys next time.